Here I am with our newest student, Raven. She just spent her first night with us, so she's still settling in and really getting used to things. We've got to still develop our relationship here. Good girl. Just like any of our other dogs, guys, our goal is to set them up for success and give them a better opportunity to, one, find a home, and two, stay in the home. We're coming from a place of being the most experienced fosters you're ever gonna meet. We've lived with over 1,000 dogs. We've cared for these dogs. And that's also a big part right there. There's a difference between caring for a dog and teaching a dog, giving them direction, setting them up for success in the future. So this might be a little bit difficult for some people to hear, but I find that when it comes to fostering and caring for dogs, a lot of the time we come from a selfish point of view and we foster for a selfish reason. It's like what we get out of it instead of what does the dog need from it. So, again, us fostering dogs and having tens of dogs living with us at a single time is to, again, try to set the dog up for success in their future home. What is the dog going to need in the future home? What tools and skills are their new owners, new adopters going to need in order to keep the dog and live a long, healthy, happy life with the dog? And so, again, often we find that when we're fostering, we're really just doing it because we feel good, right? We feel good about getting the dog from the shelter or the rescue or whatever situation and giving it a lot of love, which is necessary, but we're not actually setting the dog up for success. We're not teaching them anything. We're not developing any skills. And so therefore, this is why, sometimes they don't make it. They don't find homes. And in Raven's situation here, the rescue can't even set up a meet and greet with her because of her fearfulness or her insecurity. She doesn't even have an opportunity to get adopted because she doesn't show well. So, yeah, and I think, I'm trying to come from both sides here. We come from both sides. I am getting everything I want out of this process through giving her everything she needs. So it's really just a bit of a mindset shift on fostering a dog and maybe why we're fostering them, right? We're fostering them to, again, be the stepping stone to their future, but it's not just some place where we want to just shower them with love and essentially sort of maybe give them a lot of freedom because, again, they came from, a crazy situation or the shelter or whatever, and then wonder why they don't have the skills, and then they fail in their home, and then they bounce around and, essentially just keep failing, right? So, good girl, Mama. Good girl. Good girl. So again, just coming from a place of, hey, this is how we're doing it. This is what we think about as someone who is commissioned to step in and try to get the dog to the next level. Okay, so, these were the things that I was trying to teach, back in the day. I would run a foster handling class, trying to teach fosters like, hey, these are the things that I would be focusing on when you have your new foster dog, right? The crate training, working on the potty training, leash skills, teaching them how to sit, lay down, how to stay, the heel, like all the stuff we're doing, right? Developing the skills, which ultimately builds confidence in the dog, okay? Teaches them how to take direction, works on their patience, their self-control, and actually developing some tools that can be handed to the potential adopter. That's what I feel the foster's job is, right? So not only is it, again, caretaker, but it's also teacher. So, I would even teach just some of the volunteer handlers at the rescue these concepts. Okay, if you're just gonna be going to the rescue and volunteering and walking the dogs and taking them out, hey, why don't you spend 2-3 minutes working on sit, working on down, working on leash manners, just general obedience. So that way we can at least again, take advantage of the time that we're with the dog to try to develop something instead of just a walk where the dog is pulling everywhere or whatever. It's like, you know, just try to get some teaching in as well as the care and the love and the affection side. What's up, Mama? What's up? Yay, good, good. So just my little take there on, you know, where we're at with her. And I mean, guys, you guys that follow us, that know what we do, you know, this isn't anything new, right? You know what we do. We take in the difficult dogs, set them up for success, and we are successful with that, right? I mean, you know, again, she's going to be, I believe, like our 40th dog here coming through the program with Wags and Walks here, and so, and obviously even us adopting our own dogs that have come through the program, you know. So it's not anything new for you guys that are following us and kind of know the process and know what we do here. But for some of those that are maybe currently fostering or looking to foster, maybe give you a different idea or perspective on the goal of fostering. Okay, because again, as we've worked with, you know, thousands of dogs and thousands of owners and hundreds of fosters, we encounter the same problem where it's like, well, darn, we just had the dog for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and we didn't really do anything with it. And so therefore it's not really set for success. It can't find a home. And we kind of wasted the time. Okay, so again, we cared for the dog, but we wasted the time in developing any skills that could help the dog, again, find the home, stay in the home. That's always the goal. So whether it's our rescue dogs we're working with, or whether it's just you guys as the regular owner who commissioned us to do our board and train program and get the foundation set up, the goal is to keep the dog in the home, right? So we gotta have the skills and the tools developed so that we can either prevent any issues from popping up, or we can more easily work through issues that could arise in the future with the dog because we have the skills and tools developed, right? So good girl, good girl. So she's gonna have a little bit more opening up to do, but I like at least she's here with me. I mean, yes, you see I'm just keeping her on a shorter lead right here, right now, but you know, she's not going to be in the state of mind to do any type of listening or anything like that. Or, I mean, we could walk around on the leash right now, but I wanted to just bring her out. She just went potty out there. That's going to be one of our first things, is working on her potty training. She's not well crate trained, so therefore she's really not potty trained. And so, yes, we want to develop these skills again, so that way we can pass those along. Good girl, good girl. Might give her a good brushing. She's shedding a lot, you know, that comes from stress, but I see she's a sweet dog. Good girl. She's probably going to be very, very smart too, once she's going to be in that following, learning state of mind. Good girl. Good girl. Yay, good girl. So that's great that she's not shying away from my touch, me petting her. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. So you can see, you know, she has her tail tucked. That's nothing new. Again, she can't have a meet and greet because of her fearfulness or her insecurity, so that's not anything new there. Good girl, what's up? Good girl, good girl. But remember, you know, guys, the fearful dogs, insecure dogs, all dogs, but you know, these dogs in particular, they need leadership, right? They need leadership. They don't know how to handle situations. And so they need leadership to be guided through new situations, because if you leave it up to a dog, they're going to do it as a dog does, right? Fight or flight, be fearful, be insecure. So they don't know how to do it. And so that's up to us to teach them how to do it. And again, I find that it's far too common for the expectation of, especially a rescue dog, to be like, you know, oh, they'll get better. It just takes time. They'll get better, you know. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months goes by, they get better. And it's like, well, guys, you know, I mean, Charlie, we just finished with Charlie, right? He's one of the dogs we've had the longest ever. And that was what, 10 weeks? Now, he was also literally one of the most difficult rescue dogs we've ever worked with, which was the understanding with him even coming in, right? The rescue said, hey, been doing this for 26 years. This is one of the most difficult puppies I've ever come across, we've ever had. And so we saw him, we're like, oh yeah, this is a pretty difficult little guy, right? So, but you know, we're not, you guys see us, we're not, first word that came to my mind was sitting on the dogs. We're not sitting on these dogs for 2 months, for 3 months, for 4 months, right? We're doing 4-week programs here, 3-week, 4-week, 5-week programs with the dogs. So the idea is, again, is how are we able to get the dogs to this, let's say, quote unquote, adoptable level, which is the goal, right? Or how are we able to get this foundation applied and laid in the time that we have the dogs? Right? So really what I challenge you guys to do is spark your curiosity as to, well, what are we doing that's getting the dog to that point, to that level, right? What are those guys doing that I'm not doing that's getting that from the dog? So, and it's all these things that we talk about, that we show, right? You know, starts with the leadership, and then it's the education, and then it's the application, and then it's the continuation, right? So the first part is it starts with us. It starts with understanding that, okay, well, I'm gonna have to develop this for the dog. I'm gonna have to help guide them through this process here, which one is going to be slightly stressful for the dog, right? They don't know these things, right? She doesn't know that she's gonna have to build confidence to have a meet and greet to potentially be adopted. She doesn't know that. Right? She doesn't know that she's gonna have to go out into the real world and deal with the gardeners and the buses and the motorcycles going by and skateboards and kids and the real world. So I'm going to need to prep her for that. So that first part of that leadership starts with us and understanding I'm gonna have to take charge here and work these things and looking at the long-term goal and not the short-term satisfaction. Okay, so again, that was that first part there of like, hey, a lot of the fostering, a lot of the caregiving portion is really just for that short-term satisfaction here and not looking at the long-term goal, okay? So it starts with the leadership. That's super important. That's the first part. Starts and stops with us, okay? So second part, the education, okay? The actual teaching. The skills, the sits, the downs, the stays, the heels, the leash manners, the walking, the impulse control, the proofing of the downstays, the introduction of distractions and the skateboards and the vacuums and the leaf blowers, and okay, the building the stay to, you know, be an hour long, right? And that's the skill building portion, teaching the dog how to listen to you, take direction. That's what we would define as training. Okay, so to me, it's all of it, but when we think of training, that's kind of, I think, the what most people think about. Okay, so that's the skill building portion. All right. The third part is going to be the application of the training. Okay, so great, we've taught the skills, right? Now we need to apply what we've taught. And this part is usually missed. It's like usually we just stop at the training. It's usually low-level mediocre training and then we stop there. We don't actually apply what we taught. We just think because we did the teaching that the dog now behaves or knows how to handle situations. And so no, it now needs to be applied, right? Just like a new job or just like something that we're learning in terms of our own skill. You have to learn it and then you need to apply what you learned. Right, so you get a new job, you got to go through 2-3 weeks of training, and then you do the job, you apply the training. So the application portion is key to actually developing the habits and the behavior that we're looking for. Okay, so training and behavior are two different things. Okay, so we actually want to mold the behavior we're looking for through using the training that we've developed, which is the application portion. Okay, great. My dog knows how to follow, knows how to sit, knows how to lay down, knows how to go to bed, knows how to stay, knows how to do it for a long period of time, knows how to do it around distractions. Let me go apply it. Let me apply it in the real world. Let's go get coffee. Let's go to the cafe. Let's get brunch. I'm going to take my dog, have them on a downstay. Now they're with me. Let's go socialize more. Let's go out into the real world, walk the dog, come across real life situations and use our skills and implement it. Let's have people come over. Let's have a barbecue. Let's host. Let's apply the training that has been taught. Okay, so the application portion, all right? And then the fourth part, okay, is the continuation, all right? This is now, you're gonna do it forever, okay? You're gonna be the leader, you're gonna do the education portion, and then you're gonna do the application portion for a very long time, which ultimately develops the habits that you're looking for, the behavior that you're looking for. Okay, you're going to condition now what you've taught and how you've applied it. Okay, you're gonna do that. That becomes the new norm. So that's one of the common questions again, is how long am I gonna have to do this for? And it's like, well, forever, you know, like in the beginning, sure, you may be having to change some of your rules and backtrack a little bit while you're applying the new teachings. And then maybe you can gradually add some more freedom. But the point is that the dog is gonna constantly need direction for their entire life. They're gonna need you to apply what you've taught them through their entire life. So you're gonna continue it. Okay, so again, the faster and the sooner that you make peace with, okay, whoa, this is gonna require from me like kind of forever to keep the dog in this state that we're wanting, then the faster you will release some of your own anxiety. Okay, so yeah, it may require you, it's going to require you to do something different than you've currently been doing, right? If you want to hit a new goal or live a new lifestyle or work on greater issues with your dog and get rid of them, it's going to require you to do something that you haven't been doing, right? So the continuation portion is going to be the long-term marathon game. All right, so the leadership, the education, the application, and the continuation are the four parts that we're focusing on to get our dogs at the level to, one, get over, any of their fears and their insecurities. Now, there's no way we can experience everything in the time that we have the dog with them. Like we can't experience all life situations, no. But those are the four things that we're working on to balance the dog out, right? Because right now she's unbalanced, right? She's unbalanced. So we need to bring balance in through those four pillars right there, again, to then condition all of this to be able to hand it over to her potential adopter, right? So it's a good girl. So that was just a quick breakdown, right, on our approach, the philosophy. Obviously, there's actual strategy that goes into it. There's the actual day-to-day, there's the actual sessions, there's, oh, for this 15-minute session, all I'm doing is working on her sit-stay right now. Like all the actual, the things that we're showing you, okay, that's the strategy portion, but the philosophy is this, all right? And historically, guys, as we've seen, it works. It works. Right? If it didn't work, we wouldn't be here, right? So it works. So again, guys, to get to the place that you haven't been, you're going to have to do things you've never done before, right? So that's a good girl. That's a good girl. We'll end right there. This was good, just hanging out, spending some time here. You see, I'm just petting her, not asking her to do anything, just getting her to be with me. And yeah, that's my mindset going into this right here. And we got a new one coming in tomorrow also, another one that's not working out in the families, bounced around a couple times. So same thing, needs the foundation. Decided to show you that one also, all right? Good girl, mama.